Today is March 14th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are on Chapter 5, How It Works. We'll read page 61. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Step 9. We'll begin that today and read page 83. And of course, read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. As I'm actually recording this, it is the evening time, and my dryer's going on in the background. Don't have my feline special guests with me today, although my dog came in for a little bit. But she's out now, so I'm riding solo today, but that's okay. I'm fired up, I'm sober, and what a blessing it is just to be alive today. Happy, joyous, and free. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading and even the day before that, we got to the actual 12 steps, the 12 suggestions. And yesterday we talked particularly about step 3, and we've been using an illustration of being the great director, right? The actor who wants to run the whole show, forever trying to arrange the lights, the ballet, the scenery, and the rest of the players in his own way. Anyone else been like that before? I know I have, and it's exhausting. So we're going to go ahead and continue this extended metaphor on 61. What usually happens? The show doesn't come off very well. He begins to think that life doesn't treat him right. He decides to exert himself more. He becomes on the next occasion still more demanding or gracious, as the case may be. Still, the play does not suit him. Admitting he may be somewhat at fault, he's sure that other people are more to blame. He becomes angry, indignant, self-pitying. And what is his basic trouble? Is he not really a self-seeker even when trying to be kind? Is he not a victim of the delusion that he can wrest satisfaction and happiness? Is he not a victim of the delusion that he can wrest satisfaction and happiness out of this world if he only manages well? Is it not evident to all the rest of the players that these are the things that he wants? And do not his actions make each of them wish to retaliate, snatching all they can get out of the show? Is he not, even in his best moments, a producer of confusion rather than harmony? Our actor is self-centered, egocentric, as people like to call it nowadays. He's like the retired businessman who lolls in the Florida sunshine in the winter, complaining of the sad state of the nation. The minister who sighs over the sins of the 20th century. Politicians and reformers who are sure that all would be utopia if the rest of the world would only behave. The outlaw safecracker who thinks society has wronged him. And the alcoholic who has lost all and is locked up. Whatever our protestations, are not most of us concerned with ourselves, our resentments, and our self-pity? That, we think, is the root of our troubles. All right, out of the 12 and 12, we are on step 9 today. Man, we are cruising along, and I'm looking at the top of this book here. We're right in the halfway point already. It's going by fast, or is it just me? But we're on step 9. Make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. And we are on page 83. Good judgment, a careful sense of timing, courage, and prudence. These are the qualities we shall need when we take step 9. After we've made the list of people we've harmed, have reflected carefully upon each instance, and have tried to possess ourselves of the right attitude in which to proceed, we will see that the making of direct amends divides those we should approach into several classes. There will be those who ought to be dealt with just as soon as we become reasonably confident that we can maintain our sobriety. There will be those to whom we can make only partial restitution, lest complete disclosures do them or others more harm than good. There will be other cases where action ought to be deferred, and still others in which, By the very nature of the situation, we shall never be able to make direct personal contact at all. Most of us begin making certain kinds of direct amends from the day we join Alcoholics Anonymous. The moment we tell our families that we are really going to try the program, the process has begun. In this area, there are seldom any questions of timing or caution. We want to come in the door shouting the good news. After coming from our first meeting, or perhaps after we finish reading the book Alcoholics Anonymous, we usually want to sit down with some member of the family and readily admit the damage that we have done by our drinking. Almost always, we want to go further and admit other defects that have made us hard to live with. This will be a very different occasion and in sharp contrast with those hangover mornings when we alternated between reviling ourselves and blaming the family and everyone else for our troubles. At this first sitting, it is necessary only that we make a general admission of our defects. It may be unwise at this stage to rehash certain harrowing episodes. Good judgment will suggest that we ought to take our time. While we may be quite willing to reveal the very worst, we must be sure to remember that we cannot buy our own peace of mind at the expense of others. "24 hours a day, March 14th. AA thought for the day. Can I get well? If I mean, can I ever drink normally again? The answer is no. But if I mean, can I stay sober? The answer is definitely yes. I can get well by turning my drinking problem over to a power greater than myself, that divine principle in the universe which we call God, and by asking that power each morning to give me the strength to stay sober for the next 24 hours. I know from the experience of thousands of people that if I honestly want to get well, I can get well. Am I faithfully following the AA program? Meditation for the day. Persevere in all that God's guidance moves you to do. The persistent carrying out of what seems right and good will bring you to that place where you would be. If you look back over God's guidance, you will see that His leading has been very gradual, and then only as you have carried out His wishes, as far as you can understand them, has God been able to give you more clear and definite leading. You are led by God's touch on a quickened, responsive mind. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may persevere in doing what seems right. I pray that I may carry out all God's leading as far as I can understand it. Daily Reflection, March 14th. The Keystone. He is the Father, and we are His children. Most ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arch through which we pass to freedom. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 62. A keystone is the wedge-shaped piece at the highest part of an arch that locks the other pieces in place. The other pieces are steps 1, 2, and 4 through 12. In one sense, this sounds like step 3 is the most important step, that the other 11 depend on the third for support. In reality, however, step 3 is just one of 12. It is the keystone, but without 11 other stones to build the base and arms, keystone or not, there will be no arch. Through daily working of all 12 steps, I find that triumphant arch waiting for me to pass through to another day of freedom. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And I love I love all the readings. Every day, story of my life, right? But I love the big book right here. That nice little demonstration there with the actor trying to run everything and how exhausting that can be. I love that we finally get to the line selfishness, self-centeredness. That we think is the root of our troubles. Before I did the steps, I didn't really realize how selfish I was. But then when I started examining my motives, I realized, you know what? I did that for me. Here's an example. Sometimes I like to say something kind to someone. But in reality, deep down, I guess I was hoping that they would say something kind about me too. It sounds ridiculous even saying it out loud, but it's the truth. I mean, if I'm being really honest here. And I guess it's because I needed validation from others so bad because I didn't like who I was. I was like George Costanza. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Seinfeld episode, but there's a part where one of Jerry's girlfriends, right, just can't stand George. And George is really trying to show out during like this group date or whatever. And he can tell this girl doesn't like him. So he starts really pressing Jerry like, why doesn't she like me? Why doesn't she like me? Everybody must like me. Well, that would be me, right? Thankfully, thanks to sobriety, like that doesn't bother me anymore. If somebody doesn't like me, as much as I try to be kind to everyone, I know there are going to be some people that do not like me. And I don't want to say I don't care, but like, I'm okay with it. Like that's life. I've accepted it. It's okay. To quote Del Griffith, my wife likes me. My kids like me. My friends like me. I'm good. I got my little bubble. And that's a far cry from the person I used to be, all thanks to my higher power working through the steps. And then real quick about the 12 and 12. Making those direct amends. I was told early on, when you're making these direct amends, especially early on, I was very eager early on. Like, hey, I want to tell everybody everything. I was so excited, right? But I had to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Because if I immediately go to certain people that maybe I had cut deeply, right? Just about a week or two into the program, I don't know if they would have accepted my amends as easily. When you have 20-some years of behavior, maybe it takes a little bit of time, a little combination of indirect amends, living it first, and then making the direct amends. Not always, but sometimes. And another thing that was told to me was, make sure you get a second opinion before you make those amends. I have heard some horror stories of people going right into it, and it hurt more people than it helped. And as the line said, I love that last line, by the way, that we read. It said, we must be sure to remember that we cannot buy our own peace of mind at the expense of others. So sometimes by making these direct amends, we can do more harm than good. And we might not see that. So when I talk to maybe my sponsor or a trusted friend and say, hey, I'm thinking about making a direct amends in this situation. What do you think? They can objectively look at the situation and go, yeah, I think you're good. Or go, no, if you do that, I mean, are you doing this just to clear your conscience? Do you realize that you could hurt more family members than do good here? And they can offer me a perspective that maybe I hadn't thought of before. It's a really beautiful thing. And I have noticed for me, with these direct amends, no matter how they receive it, that should be beside the point. Whether they give me a big old embrace or tell me where to go in so many polite terms, that's okay. I was always told we just clean our side of the street. But anyway, my friends, I've rambled on way over, and I was a little rambly today too. I hope what I said made sense. But I hope you all have a good one today. As always, please know I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect. I am just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery. And if you are sober today, my friend, you're a miracle. And I hope you know that you're giving a great gift to those around you, and you have a unique superpower to help the next suffering alcoholic out there. And if you're not sober, my friend, I hope you know that you're a miracle as well. That you have worth, and your story is not done yet. I pray that you get the help that you need today, and you don't have to do it alone. There are so many resources out there and so many people willing to help you. all you've got to do is reach out your hand. But my friends, if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.